So I've been trying to get better at Eternal Return, now that Nimble Neuron's done sending Eshion to the Shadow Realm over and over. And since I'm playing Eshion, my initial build path heavily relies on getting some RNG items pretty early. So my games tend to look a little like this. Spawn somewhere random in dock, path to the same cluster over and over and over, then loot towards factory, making sure to grab a coffee on the way. Once in factory, we get some alcohol and make mocha bread. And then it's off to chapel, where we get some leather and stone, and definitely don't mess up killing the chickens. Definitely not. Then finally, cemetery, where we craft everything. After the build's done, we farm some mastery off the animals nearby, and basically just wait for tree to spawn. While most of the time tree is free, sometimes it can look a little more like this. Now, assuming you have Tree of Life, you need to hit Weapon Mastery 6 to actually use it. This is the part of Eshion that's kind of bad. Most people have a purple or gold weapon at this point, so fighting them is kind of not an option. You just have to run around hitting animals until you get it. As you can see, this Jackie just kind of destroys me. But don't worry, I totally win this. I pull it out and I win the game. It was easy. Promise. When I first started playing Eshion, it was kind of hard getting to know the positioning and kind of when to engage and when not to. You can see in these fights, it's not great. I'm just kind of like hard-inting on these people. Especially the Laura, I kind of wiggle back and forth. I don't know her range very well. It's pretty hard, honestly. But after a few weeks of grinding them, I had a really good game. A really, really solid game. And here it is. Loot in the first zone was pretty average. I had to check almost every box and I needed to get an extra lighter and coffee. But in Chapel, even though there was another Eshion doing pretty much the same route, I kind of got all the loot I needed and just kind of went with it. But Cemetery was barren. That Jackie yoinked all of the loot and just ran with it. Despite that, I still end up finishing my build with about 40 seconds left on the timer before tree spawns, so that was pretty good. I gave Jackie a few love taps just to show her I mean business, and then claim what's rightfully mine. I head to Forest to finally finish up my build, and then I notice Hotel Tree is still up. I had a brief struggle at Hotel Tree. Turns out Luke and Eva also wanted the free tree. Ended up Matrix dodging an Eva ulti, and got tree without any issue while Luke and Eva were off on a date or something, I don't know. Sorry, did I say without an issue? I meant I almost died to Kiara, and I saw my life flash before my eyes. And even after all that, I still wasn't Weapon Mastery 6. But then again, neither was this Aya, so... After Aya donated me my last little bit of weapon mastery, I made my gold weapon and started to go on the hunt. Prepped a few RNG items that I was never going to use. And I ended up finding an uncontested meteor in Chapel. That was pretty lucky. Until it wasn't. But I ended up handling Bernice with no issue whatsoever. Not even close. And then I craft my Elysian Halo, which means I basically have Death Adder, but with healing and sustain and utility. Luke even volunteers to help me test my new headpiece. One expertly avoided ult later, and Luke goes and takes a nap, so I just loot him while he's asleep. I go find some wolves to get some leather and finish my third RNG item, the Mithril Chest. I also end up forgetting what Wickeline is, and I kind of just teleport to Uptown right before she spawns. But it's fine, because I run into that Jackie from the start of the game, the one who took all my loot. I return the favor real quick, and then I'm on my way. Minute goes by, and I notice Wick's still up. Turns out everyone's as bad at Wick timing as I am. So, as I show up to the party, fashionably late as always, I run into Wu, who also seems to be late. He ends up getting Wick, but there's way too much health on me for it to really matter. And it's that easy. Turns out all you have to do to win on Eshion is just get both tree spawns, a few early kills, and an uncontested meteor, and then you can stomp the rest of the lobby. I feel like I'm finally getting the hang of this game, and some of the more intricate things like crafting at the start of a box and not in between boxes, or looking at people's weapon mastery over their level and deciding whether or not to engage. It's all finally settling in my brain, and I can't wait to see what Season 6... Wait. No, you can't change everything on me. I was just getting good. Oh, back to square one.